And all of our WINGS facilitators, for those who don't know, WINGS specializes in support groups. We have those across the region.
WINGS is about connecting adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse with the information they need to understand how that's impacted them, and really with other survivors who've walked that journey and who are looking to heal together. And so we specialize in support groups for adult survivors. We have our men's groups, we have women's groups, we have a couple LGBTQ groups, because this is an issue that affects everybody of all genders, backgrounds. So yeah, it's really about bringing survivors together so they can heal. Awareness, solidarity, strength, connection, voice, empowerment. This is actually, we've claimed September as Childhood Sexual Abuse Survivor Awareness Month. The Me Too conversation about sexual violence broadly has been super important, and I think within that there are some distinct types of sexual violence. And for WINGS, we believe that adults who've been sexually abused as children have a unique path to walk, and that it's important that we focus on those distinctions and help adult survivors come together and again learn and heal and transcend this trauma. So CSACM is all about shining that light, being a beacon, bringing people out of the shadows, if you will. I think it's always important that I am a survivor and I'm open about that, but not everybody wants to be. I mean, we believe in honoring privacy, honoring confidentiality, so folks don't ever have to wave the banner and say Me Too. But we want them to know that if that is their experience, there are resources. We want to be there to provide support and to help them heal in ways that make sense for them. But no one knows that if we're not out there and if people don't know that we exist. Yeah, our Race for Healing is about creating a movement to empower that healing process and to help the public understand that even if this happened to someone decades ago, they still need and deserve a process to heal. So, you know, Susan Chicoman created the Race for the Cure. We're emulating that with the Race for Healing. It doesn't have to be public. For some survivors, there is a step where for them, and we have a Speak Out group, some survivors found that really empowering, but I think survivors deserve information, they deserve choice, and if we can help empower that. I think more people in the public need to understand how to respond if someone does say that, you know, I was abused as a kid. And more, as a culture, more professionals in the mental health space and the healthcare space also need to know how to respond and how to help somebody step into that healing journey. I think there are a lot of health issues that are happening that are actually symptoms of CSA that nobody's connected dots. Addiction, interpersonal relationship challenges, eating disorders, fibromyalgia, the list goes on. So if we're not connecting those dots for survivors, we often, in the early days, have a hard time connecting those dots ourselves. And so I just think, I think that's a piece of the puzzle too. There's a profound need to hold space, to learn how to hold space for the truth of what has happened to adults who've been sexually abused as children. And let me also say that extends to children. I mean, but for the purposes of our conversation today, we've not been willing to talk about, to see, to hear, to hold space for this truth. And I think that's what our support groups do. I think the message to share with survivors, loved ones, and the public too is the good news is there's healing. The good news is we're designed for resilience, and that's really what our Race for Healing is sort of about. Let's talk about the hope. Let's talk about the healing. We can't change that this is a hard topic, but we can learn how to be with each other and how to heal together, how to come out on the other side.